Do you really love the Quran? If you think you do, or if you want to see if you really do, here are the 6 signs that you do love the Quran. So check them and see if you have some or all of them. And if it turns out that you don't, or you need to strengthen your love for the Quran, don't worry. There are some steps that you can follow to achieve this, which I will discuss in the second half of this video. So let's get started. Sign number 1. Learning the Quran. Not everyone is born with the ability to recite the Quran perfectly. But if you are constantly trying to reach that goal, or you have already achieved it, then that's the first sign. And it's not just wanting to, but actually trying to make time for it to learn it and get better at it. Sign number 2. Rejoicing when opening the book. When you love someone, you feel joy and happiness when you meet them. It works just like that with the Quran. When you meet it, you feel happiness, joy, and comfort. That is the second sign. Sign number 3 is spending a lot of time with it. By extension, if you really do feel comfort and happiness with the Quran, you will love to spend a lot of time with it, reading, learning, contemplating it, and time would pass quickly. So before you realize it, you've spent an hour with it, reading it, or trying to learn how to. There are those who can't even spend 5 or 10 minutes opening the book and reciting from it. This is actually one of the signs that you don't really love the Quran. Sign number 4. If you are kept from the Quran, you'd be anxious to get back to it. If you got busy or preoccupied, or if anything kept you from getting your daily dosage of the Quran, whether reading it or learning it, you'd feel you are missing something, and that you would want to get back to it as soon as you can. And this is actually one of the most important signs. Sign number 5. Getting back to the Quran in every aspect of your life. Whenever you face a problem or have an issue in your daily life, whenever you're sad, angry, confused, or have any kind of problem, you always get back to the Quran, quote its ayat, listen to it, and remember what it says about similar situations, and also try to remind others what the Quran says. Finally, sign number 6. Obeying the teachings of the Quran. If you claim you love the Quran, you will obey whatever is in it. You will take it as your ultimate guidance for every aspect of your day and basically how to actually live your life. So these are all 6 signs. If you recognize these signs in yourself, you love the Quran. If you have some of them, then there is some work to be done to improve your relation with the Book of Allah. So these are the 7 steps that if you go through them, you will, insha'Allah, strengthen your relation with the Quran, and it will completely change how you look at this book. So what is the first step? The first step is seeking Allah's help, al-isti'anatu billah. It is Allah's guidance to give it to whomever He wills. So first thing is seeking Allah's guidance and help. Second step, which is extremely important and one that really works. And it is constantly repeating this dua that the Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us. Don't just say it once or twice. Keep repeating it after prayer, every day, time after time, whenever you can. If you want to learn how to say it in Arabic and what each word in it means, then check this out for a separate video on this dua alone. The link is in the description as well. Step number 3. For whoever this applies to. Stop listening to shubuhat or suspicions and following anything that is related to this kind of content. There are loads of videos out there for desperate people seeking attention from Muslims by spreading lies about the Quran, making fun of it, and basically spreading suspicions about the Book of Allah, which all depend on listeners' lack of knowledge or their own deep ignorance and willingness to find faults in the perfect book. But let me tell you, listening to this kind of content is not permissible. وَقَدْ نَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الْكِتَابِ أَنْ إِذَا سَمِعْتُمْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ يُكْفَرُ بِهَا وَيُسْتَهْزَأُ بِهَا فلا تقعدوا معهم حتى يخوضوا في حديث غيره إنكم إذا مثلهم. So, watching this is like supporting them in what they are doing so that they would do it more. But most importantly, if you don't get an answer to these suspicions that you have seen, or you didn't like the answer, it will weaken your relation with the Quran, and the Quran's place in your heart would be shaken, or at the very least affected by it. So leave the task of watching and responding to this kind of content to those who are specialized in this field and know how to expose their lies. For more information about that topic specifically, check out this lesson. Step number 4. Learn the Quran and about the Quran. If you have trouble with motivation for learning the Quran, then you first learn about the Quran, its history, its value, how it got to us, and how much was sacrificed so that you would have this perfectly preserved book on your shelf. Every Muslim holds this book very high, but when you really learn about it, this knowledge will certainly change how you look at the Quran, and it will give you more motivation to learn it and connect more with it. It's like if you ask any Muslim about, for example, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him. They would say that they love him as one of the best of the Sahaba and the closest companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. But only when you study the biography of this man and the things that he had done, that you start to really appreciate this character and understand why the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that he is the best of all the Sahaba. So the more you learn about something, the more you can really appreciate it and connect with it. Step number 5. Memorize the Quran. You don't have to memorize the entire Quran. That is not what I mean. If you can, that would be great. Go for it. But if you can't, or you don't have the time, then try and memorize as much as you can. Memorizing the Quran will help you have regular meetings with the Quran, making it a good habit. And it will, inshallah, help you improve your relation with the Book of Allah. Step 6. Don't just read or memorize. Try to learn more about the tafsir, when the ayat were revealed, and why. This information deepens your connection with every ayah you come across, and in time, the entire Quran. Step number 7. Learn how to understand the Quran in its original language, Arabic. One of the best ways that can help you connect with the Quran is not just reading it, but also understanding what you are reading. This might sound like an impossible task if you can't speak Arabic yet, but it is truly far easier than you think. We offer many free courses and materials that can help you get to that goal in record time, inshallah. So, were you able to find all the signs in yourself and your relation with the Quran? Let us know in the comments. And if you have any other tips that I didn't mention, then please share them in the comments as well. They might help others find their way, inshallah. Thanks for watching. If you want to start reading and understanding the Quran in Arabic, then you should start your journey right here. And don't forget to check out my latest book, which goes perfectly with this free course. I'll leave the links for all of them in the description, so check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.